I'm Miss Vegas. So I'm going to be doing the Leda the Swan, which is a lot of information, so I apologize if this takes a while. Make it as quick as possible. So the way Leda the Swan, the story goes, is that Zeus comes down in the form of a swan, uh, and then fornicates. And I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna say fornicates because that sounds too nice. He pretty much comes down and rapes her, and in the form of a swan. And the reason it comes out in the form of a swan, from which I understand, is that gods are not allowed to have sex with humans because it's a big no-no, and if he came down and started having sex with a bunch of humans, which he does a lot, all these gods would see him doing this, and that would be bad. They'd be mad at him. So he comes down in the form of an animal, which is really pathetic that he does this in the first place, and has sex with a bunch of humans, males and females. In one case comes out in the form of a swan and has sex with Leda, which leads to the creation of four children, which I will cover later. Basically, the reason why this is important in literature and all that fun jazz is there are several poems written about this. One by a British dude named Ronsard, which he depicts it as the swan penetrating her with its beak, which is actually really common. A lot of people find it more romantic that way, which is really sick and disgusting. Fun fact: Greeks are actually really disgusting because a bunch of people romanticized it. They made a bunch of statues and paintings of all of this thing happening with Leda and the Swan. Another interesting poem, though, which is different from all the others, is called Leda and the Swan. And it's it's a sonnet by William Butler Yeats, and what's different is that it covers the psychological effects which it had on Leda, which not a lot of other poems do. So there's two different versions, one of which Zeus rapes Leda, or quote-unquote seduces her. How he seduces her, I don't know. Maybe there's some Greek god shenanigans that happen, but can't really be seduced by a swan. That's kind of weird. Hey, unless she's into that? Question mark. But anyways, has sex with Leda. No, I'm not gonna say has sex. He rapes Leda at the same night that she had slept with her husband, Tynandrus, who is also the king of Sparta. That's fun. And then the other version is that Leda laid eggs, of which the children were hatched from. Now, some background information on the people. She gave birth to four people: Helen of Troy, Polydeuces, also known as Pollux, and those are the two people born from her and Zeus. And then born from her and Tynandrus is Castor and Clytemnestra. Now, on Zeus had relations with over 17 or around 17 goddesses and a crap ton of humans, because he's like that. Helen of Troy was said to be the most beautiful woman ever in Greek mythology. Paris wanted her, so he kidnapped her, and that started the Trojan War. Then there's Castor and Pollux, who are twin brothers, one born of divine blood, other one of mortal blood. Castor, who is mortal, is killed. Pollux gets really upset because they're always together, asks his divine father, hey, can I share my immortality with him? And Zeus is like, haha, yeah, sure, and then turned them into the constellation Gemini, because that's how Zeus rolls. They're considered to be the patron of sailors as well. And then there's Clytemnestra. Clytemnestra, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to try to say that. Who I really like. She's interesting. She's the wife of Agamemnon, ruler of Agros, ruler of either Agros or Messane. I'm going to go with Agros. She's married to this dude, ruler of Agros, and then she murders him. Why? It's not too sure. She's written in the trilogy of Greek tragedies, known as Oresteia, written by Aeschylus. Greek names, I don't speak it. She murders her husband while, interestingly enough, in the Odyssey, her role in her husband's death isn't too certain because she is more of a docile character in that work of literature. It is thought, however, by some people that the psychological trauma left on Leda after the rape is so traumatizing that it was even the psychological effects were passed down from her to her daughter, which is what led her daughter, Clytemnestra, to murder her husband.